Thank you so much for joining me today for this yoga practice. I am practicing with a beautiful group from Breastfriends in Tigard, Oregon. Their organization's website is linked in the description box below. So if you think that they might be helpful to you or somebody you know, please share this information widely. Today we are practicing from a chair. It's safest if you're practicing in a chair that does not have wheels. If you have a chair with wheels, see if you can lock them up or just do your very best to be safe. And speaking of safety, I want you all to make sure that whatever I suggest for this practice, they are just that, suggestions. So if anything does not feel good in your body, if it causes you pain or numbness or tingling, please back out of the posture, choose something else that does feel good in your body, or skip it altogether. I will not take it personally, I promise. So today we're going to start with our feet and our knees parallel and our knees right over our ankles. And you might take your feet out as wide as you like here or as wide as your chair allows to give you a sense of stability. And then we're going to just rest our palms right on our laps. And again, if that's not possible for you today, rest your palms wherever it makes sense for your body and your setup, wherever you're practicing from. And right away, I'd like you to go ahead and come into your body. So we often live much of our lives in our thoughts, thinking about what happened yesterday, making plans, ruminating, whatever it might be that you're thinking about. I ask that you bring your attention to your physical body to help you drop out of those thoughts and into your physical self. So the first thing we want to do is maybe close your eyes or soften your gaze so that it's a little bit easier to feel into the parts of your body. And you might just bring your attention now to your palms or your hands, however they're resting on your lap. Just feel the contact of your hands to your body. Just bring all your attention there. Like imagining you've lost your pillow at night and you're just kind of feeling around for it. Your awareness, your attention is in your hands. So just bringing your attention into those hands. And often our daily lives are pretty busy. We have a lot going on. And you might think of all of that as a dense forest that we just kind of spend most of our time in. So see if you can create a little clearing for yourself amongst all of that. Whatever activity might be going on near you, whatever sounds you hear, whether from your side of the camera or mine. Just bringing yourself into that clearing, that calm, quiet place. And then you might begin to feel the soles of your feet on the ground, literally grounding yourself here in this present moment. And then you might bring your awareness to how you're sitting, to your posture. Maybe rock a little bit forward and a little bit back, maybe a little side to side. And see if you can find a place where you feel centered, like your spine is a nice long plumb line. And we might draw our shoulders forward and up and back, forward and up and back. And one more time, we'll draw them forward and up and back. And let yourself feel into your centered, tall spine with your heart gently lifted, your shoulders softened down towards the ground. Lift the base of your skull up to the sky so that your neck is a nice long extension of your spine. And then tuck your chin just a little bit. This allows more space for our heart to pump fresh blood throughout our bodies and more room for our lungs to breathe. And the next thing I'd like you to bring your attention to is your breath. Notice where you feel the expansion in your body as you inhale. Notice where you feel softness as you exhale. Just checking in with your breath. Noticing how fast it is or how slow, how high in the torso or how low. We're going to recruit our parasympathetic nervous system now. That's the part of the nervous system that is designed for rest and restoration. That is the place where we can best heal from. That is where we digest and eliminate most efficiently. When we're activated, when we're in the sympathetic nervous system, our blood is pumping faster, we have more blood sugar, our pulse rate is higher, we're not really digesting well because we're ready to have action. So right now we want to come into the parasympathetic nervous system, and the best way we can do that is by using our breath. So if it's comfortable for you, take one hand and maybe the other to your low belly and see if you can draw your breath nice and deep into the belly and feel that expansion into your hands as you inhale. And feel your belly soften towards your spine as you exhale. If you like visualization, you might imagine that you have a water balloon right here under your hands. And as you inhale, you're turning on the faucet. And as you exhale, you remove the balloon from the faucet and all the water spills out the top. If you'd like to stand for this part, you're more than welcome to. And if laying down is more beneficial, you can do that here as well. We'll just continue this breath, and you might count to yourself how many beats it takes to inhale and how many beats it takes to exhale. And when you've gathered that information, see if you can balance your breath. So if you're inhaling for a count of 3, exhale for a count of 3. And that might not be your count. Maybe your count is 2 or 7. It doesn't matter. We just want to find that balance. And as you're here, relax your shoulders down. Let your elbows just rest on the sides of your body. And you might also feel the expansion in your hips from side to side. And maybe even into your low back. Relax the muscles of your face, the skin around your eyes. Notice if you are clenching your jaw and see if you can release that. Let's find 3 more breaths right here. Do your best to keep your attention on your breath and on your body. And if you notice your thoughts kind of wander off, which they often do, and all of us have that, just gently bring your attention back to your physical experience. When you've found those 3 breaths, we're going to move a little higher into the torso. So if it's comfortable for you, you might bring your palms or the backs of your hands to the sides of your body right here at the rib cage. If that's not comfortable, just bring your attention here. And then see if you can find that expansion in your rib cage from side to side as you inhale. And then notice your ribs sort of softening in towards the center as you exhale. Again, notice your jaw, your shoulders, the muscles of your face. See if they've started gripping or bracing or clenching again, and recommit to keeping those as soft as you're able to. And just as you're feeling the expansion in the ribs from side to side, you might notice that expansion front to back as well, in the place right underneath the breastbone and in the middle of the back. If you are holding your ribs and you need to release your hands, please do so. Be gentle with yourself. And we'll find 3 more breaths here. You might notice your balanced breath has maybe gotten a little longer. And if this breathing practice causes you any kind of anxiety or breathlessness, just come back to your regular breath and sit quietly with your attention focused on it. And finally, the 3rd part of this 3-part breath will be up here at the heart. So you might bring one hand and then the other over your chest. Again, relaxing the shoulders and the elbows down. Look for that expansion up here in the chest. Letting your heart lift and rise into your hands as you inhale. And soften downward as you exhale. Let the breath be generous but soft. We're not forcing anything. We're just allowing it. And if you like that visualization, you might imagine here that you have a hot air balloon inflating as you inhale and deflating as you exhale. You could look for this expansion behind your heart, between your shoulder blades. And maybe side to side, feeling your shoulders expand and lift a bit. maybe up into your collarbones and into your shoulder blades, 360 degrees around your body. Three more breaths here. And then release your hands if they're not released already. And we're just going to put that together. So the next time you inhale, feel the breath expand into your belly, and then into your ribs at the side body, and then into your heart. And as you exhale, release from the heart, hug the ribs inward, and soften the belly. Feeling this not just in the front of your body, but in the sides and the back as well. And continue to cultivate that nice long spine. Imagine yourself creating more space for the discs of the spine. And also commit to softening wherever you can, the shoulders, the face. You might even notice tension in your thighs. See if you can soften there as well. And let's find 3 more of these breaths here. Generous without forcing. With your next inhale, I invite you to reach your arms out to whatever extent you're able. You might inhale and just open up your arms here. And as you exhale, wrap those arms around yourself. Let's tuck the right hand into the armpit. If that's uncomfortable, switch to the left side. And then bring your opposite hand to your opposite shoulder. And just gently hold yourself here. Hold yourself with tenderness, with kindness, with acceptance for all that you are, for all that you bring to this practice today, for all the parts that are feeling good today, and for all the parts that are not feeling so good. Just welcome them here with compassion, without pushing anything away. Just thank all of those parts for showing up today. One more inhale here, and as you exhale, we'll release those hands once again. And then with our next inhale, and again, if you want to come to standing here, you might use your chair for balance. But you can continue to sit like I'm going to do. We're going to inhale and open up the right arm at shoulder height. Now, if that's not comfortable for you, bring it down as low as necessary, or you could bring it up a little higher if you like. We'll have the palm facing forward. Find that nice balanced breath once again. And if it's easier to drop the 3-part breath and just come into that balanced breath, inhale for 4, exhale for 4, or whatever your count is, just stick with that. With your next inhale, reach that right arm out. As you exhale, we're going to turn to look to the left. Inhale back to center, turn your right palm down. Exhale, right palm forward, look left. And then we'll just keep this movement side to side, or excuse me, center to side. And it takes a little brain power here. It takes a little focus, but we're rewiring the synapses in our brain, supporting neuroplasticity when we do these kinds of practices. Let's just find 3 more here. Inhaling, palm forward, face forward. Exhale, palm down, face left. Next time you inhale back to center, that's the last time. We'll exhale and release the right hand down. And just take a moment to notice the differences in your 2 arms, your 2 shoulders. You might notice a little tingling in that right arm, a little greater sense of aliveness. And then we'll inhale, open the left arm, palm forward. Exhale, turn to the right, turn the left palm down. Same thing we did in the first side, moving at your own pace with your balanced breath. So again, whether that's a 3 count or a 5 count, it does not matter. It's a little tricky to keep everything all coordinated. So it takes a little attention here. Just a couple more times. And the next time you turn forward, that's the last time. We'll release the left shoulder down and just notice what you notice here. Maybe that same sense of aliveness in the left arm, the left shoulder. With our next inhale, we'll roll those shoulders forward, up, and exhale, down and back. Inhale, roll them forward and up. Exhale, back and down. Forward and up, and this time back and down. We'll keep those shoulder blades down, the heart gently lifted. And then we're gonna do some hip rotation. So you can do this from standing with a hand on your chair for balance, or you can do them from sitting. So from sitting, we're just gonna pick up that right knee. You might interlace your hands around the underside of your thigh, and we're just gonna make some little circles here. Doesn't matter what direction you start in because we will reverse those circles. If you're doing it from your chair, you might use the chair for balance, lift the right knee, and make the circles here. And these circles can be as generous as you like or as subtle as you like. And then we'll reverse the circles. You might hear a little noises coming from your hips or your spine as you move. It's just the synovial fluid releasing its gas in your joints. And then we'll step the right foot down and we'll switch to the other side. So pick up your left knee, start your circles in whatever direction feels right for you. 5 or 6, and just at your own pace, however many feel comfortable to you. And then we'll reverse those circles. Beautiful. And then we'll set that left foot down, whether you're seated or standing. Just notice your feet on the ground. Notice your tall spine. Maybe lengthen it once again if you started to come forward, which we all naturally do. And then we're going to move into the spine a little bit. So again, from seated or from standing, If you're seated, move towards the front of your chair, but still feel secure. We're just gonna bring those hands together at our hearts with the thumbs gently touching the sternum. Inhale right here, and as you exhale, we're just gonna turn to the right any amount. Use your inhale, your balanced breath to come back to the center, and then exhale to the left. If hands at the heart are not comfortable, you can rest your hands in your lap. And as always, move at your own pace to the extent that you are able. If you want to get a little broader movement here, you could inhale to center and exhale to open up your arms and twist a little more deeply. Inhale back to center and exhale, open up your arms to the right. You might open the arms low or to shoulder height or up high. And again, you can do this from standing. Getting into your twist just as much as feels good to you. And know that as we're doing these twists, no matter how subtle or generous they might be, we're bringing in fresh blood, fresh oxygen, and fresh synovial fluid, that fluid that lubricates our joints into the vertebrae and the discs of our spine. Let's just do a couple more of these. The next time you twist to the left, that's the last time. We'll all come back to center together. And maybe find your seat or your standing position, which in yoga is known as Tadasana, mountain pose. I like to call it Tadasana. You're showing up. Lifted heart, palms resting at your sides or facing forward. And we can also find seated Tadasana, mountain pose from here. And just notice what you notice in your body from that movement. And then we'll move the spine in a different way. So from side to side, we're moving the spine in all the directions today. So it might look like inhaling right here at the center and exhaling to dip your right fingertips down. Inhale center and dip your left fingertips down. You could also reach those arms up if that feels good to you, reaching the left arm up and over the left ear as you dip the right fingers down, and reaching the right arm up and alongside the right ear as you reach those left fingertips down. Continue from seated or continue from standing. If you're doing this practice standing, make sure you've got that chair handy nearby in case to be supportive for your balance there. And you also, for stability, might take your feet out a little bit wider, whether you're in your standing posture or sitting. As always, move at your own pace. Link your movement with the breath. Inhaling up, exhaling to each side. Let it be fluid. You might imagine yourself in that quiet clearing in the dense forest of life around you. Let's do one more time to each side. And then we'll inhale back to center. Bring your hands to the heart or up to the sky. And then exhale, we'll all bring those hands to rest at the heart. And then again, from your seat or from standing. And if you're standing and you have the strength here today, you might come into chair pose. So sitting down and back as much as possible, the weight in your heels. You could have your hands resting to your thighs here, or again, we can do this from the chair. Oops. And as you inhale, we're gonna draw the heart forward and look up towards the sky. And as you exhale, we'll let the chin come down towards the chest and kind of round your back body, draw your belly button towards your spine. Inhale, arch the back any amount, look up, open up across your heart, your throat, your collarbones. Exhale, chin comes towards the chest. Let those shoulder blades open, draw the belly button back in space, and continue moving with your breath. So seated, it looks like that. Standing might look like this. And as you exhale here, you might give a little extra squeeze to the low belly, just letting all of that old stagnant air come out and allowing the new fresh breath space to come in. So a few more rounds at your own pace with your beautiful breath. And you might check in with the muscles of your face, soften your brow, relax your jaw. And you could keep your hands anchored to your thighs here, or you might begin to release them. You could reach forward any amount as you exhale, and maybe open up your arms once again as you inhale. Just a couple more breaths here. I just noticed what the timing is. I can't believe these classes go by so fast. One more time, inhale. This is cow posture. Exhale, cat posture. And then inhale back to your tall spine and come back to your seat. Soften your gaze or close your eyes. Find your tall, beautiful spine once again. Relax your shoulders, relax your jaw. And come back to that balanced breath or the three-part breath. And throughout your day, you might take a moment to imagine yourself in that gentle, soft, quiet clearing. Or you might take some time in the morning before you get out of bed to take a few of those nice, generous three-part breaths, or maybe a balanced breath, just setting the tone for your day. And then I invite you to bring your hands together at your heart, maybe bowing down to yourself in gratitude for showing up for yourself today, for cultivating self-compassion, self-trust, and self-awareness. And then you could lift your thumbs to your forehead, that you would have kind and peaceful thoughts, down to your throat for kind and peaceful communication, and then again at your heart for kind and peaceful intentions. Thank you all so much for being here today. Namaste.